Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Thriving Talks to Anthony. Today we're going to have insightful conversation. For those that are new to the channel, we make mental conversations content that's going to be beneficial to your personal development in addition to your well-being. But in today's conversation, we're going to be talking about the science of positive thinking and how shifting your mindset can transform your life. This video is going to dive into science behind positive thinking and how demonstrating and adopting a optimistic mindset, being open-minded, can enhance, your mental health, build resilience, and ultimately transform your overall well-being, right? So let's just dive into the introduction of positive thinking. And just kind of just jump off with, have you ever heard like the phrase, your thoughts create your reality? I really want you guys to really think on that, right? But in this video, like I said, we're gonna have some real science behind the way that we think and how that influences our life. And I want us to really explore into the positive thinking, because I just feel as if that there's a lot of things going on in our life, the people that we associate, the information that we're getting, the learning, the social media, and just different things that's interacting and, swirling in our brains. However, when we add that positivity and we're optimistic, like I said, this can really help us out, in transferring how we feel, how we operate, and just overall our just lifestyle. So some key points I want to dive into is going to be, what is positive thinking for those out there, right? So positive thinking involves focusing on the good life and maintaining a hopeful outlook and refraining from challenges of opportunities for growth, right? So you're seeking better, you're optimistic, you're being open-minded, and you're really trying to find, like I said, ways to be positive as you're navigating, right? So let's talk about some misconceptions. So some misconceptions as to positive thinking isn't about ignoring life's challenges. It's about shifting how we approach them, finding meaning and opportunities even in difficult situations, right? So like I said, life's not candy land. You're gonna be able to go through some things where in life things are gonna be challenging, but it's about having a positive mindset to help you navigate through. Right, and let's add some research, right? So research shows that positive thinking can lead to improved mental and physical health, enhanced relationships, and greater life satisfaction. So like I said, this can really make us feel better, help us out physically, Our body feels good, our cells is feeling good inside, right? And our overall mental health is gonna be improved as well. So let's make sure that we're having a positive mindset as we're navigating life. Right, in our next segment, we're going to be talking about the science behind positive thinking. So let's just jump right into the science, right? How does it really affect our brain, and what is the truth behind the mindset in regards to how it shapes our experiences in the world around us? So some key points, we're going to talk about the brain chemistry, right? So positive thinking activates areas in the brain that are responsible for our happiness and motivation, such as the prefrontal cortex and the lymphatic system, right? So different areas of the brain, different regions of the brain really pump out that positivity to make us feel good. That's just, the brain in regards to the chemistry. Next is going to be neuroplasticity. So the brain is consistently changing in responses to our thoughts and experiences. With consistent positive thinking, we can actively rewire our brain to develop a more optimistic mindset, right? So the brain is going to do what it's going to do. It's swirling, it's running. It's almost like a treadmill that's just plugged in. It's running constantly, right? So it's just, let's make sure that we're putting on a side note, adding more positive things into our mindset, so we're able to really, like I just said, in our neuroplasticity, as it's going around the belt, it's rewiring the mindset to kind of have us shift into a better outlook as we're navigating through life. Next is going to be positive emotions in the brain, right? So when we experience positive emotions, the brain releases dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. Right, so we have neurotransmitters that make us feel good, build resilience, and promote well-being, right? So there's different areas of the brain that have different responses, and when we're pumping that dopamine, making us feel good, right? When we're reducing our stress, that's gonna make us feel good, right? And overall impacting our overall well-being, right? So we're adding that positive emotions with regards to the brain. Next, I want to just dive into some research. According to the study from Psychological Science in 2010, demonstrated that people who practice positive thinking showed increased brain activity in areas associated with reward and happiness, leading to greater feelings of well-being, right? So different areas of the brain, as we discussed today, really significantly give us that reward system, making us feel better, making us feel happy, leading us to overall greater satisfaction when it comes to our well-being, right? So when we're adding positivity, having a positive mindset, we're pouring in good, and we're just building that into our ritual when it comes to our self-care system. This is going to be able to help us be more effective, more efficient, have a better outlook, and just, overall affecting our happiness. Moving on to our next segment, we're going to talk about the benefits of positive thinking in the mental health, right? So what's the benefits? How are we going to be engaging into those benefits, and how are we going to be affected, right? So what are we gaining? You dig, right? So let's talk about it. So it reduces stress off the rip, reducing our stress. Positive thinking helps the brain manage stress more effectively by fostering a more balanced and calm responses to challenges, right? So like I said, overall, when things are coming our way and we're just like back to back, week after week, it's always something. But having a positive mindset is like, this ain't, this ain't gonna, it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna live another day. I'm blessed. I'm still here. This ain't, you feel me? Materialistic stuff, it ain't gonna take the possessions with me. I'm gonna pay the bills when I can. We're just having a positive mentality to life, not letting things stress us. This is gonna help us out, right? Moving on to improve emotional resilience. People who practice positive thinking tend to bounce back from setbacks more quickly and effectively, right? So we ain't even tripping over certain things. Like I said, by having a positive mindset, we're not gonna let ourselves self-sabotage. We're doing the best that we can. We love ourselves, And this is really gonna help us out when it comes to resilience and navigating through. Next is gonna be lowering risk of mental health issues, right? So when we bring optimistic, right? So optimism has been linked to lower rates of depression, anxiety, and overall better mental health outcomes, right? So this is significantly, like I said, going to take us out of that darkness, out of that, self-sabotaging, because that positive mindset and the way that we're having our outlook is really going to help us navigate through them challenging times. So moving on to the increased self-esteem, which is really big because it's going to make us feel good. It's going to make us feel as if that we really him, we really her, really whatever we want to be, and we're just, we're here, right? So positive thinking encourages self-esteem, self-compassion, right? Helping us build a stronger and more supportive relationship with yourself, right? So we have that self-compassion, we love in ourselves, and this is going to make us feel as if that we could pour into other people, right? But like I said, having a positive mindset, rewiring our system, rewiring our brain, this is going to make us have a better outlook on our life in addition to our future, right? So let's talk about a study from the Journal of Clinical Psychology found that individuals with an optimistic outlook have 35% lower risk of developing depression compared to those with negative thought patterns, right? So we're significantly going to be beneficial in regards to, like we talked about the benefits when we're, having a positive mindset. And this is going to get us away from that depression compared to those, like I said, that have a negative thought patterns, that, are self-sabotaging and have a different outlook on their lives, right? But when we get away from that, we're really, having that positivity in regards to our mindset. This is going to be able to help us out moving forward. Next, we're going to be talking about the power of positivity on resilience. Like I said, resilience is the ability to bounce back after difficulties. Challenges are going to come our way. Like I said, this life that we're living, hopefully you live on the right side. You're doing what you have to do out here, handling your business. However, like I said, challenges do come. Life is not Candyland. And positive thinking is one of the most powerful tools in regards to building that resilience. So let's talk about how we're able to add this into our positive mindset to help you navigate life's challenges. So our first key point is going to be reframing challenges, right? So positive thinkers are better able to reframe challenges and setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning, right? So as we're navigating through, even for myself, internalizing this information, it's true, right? So as we're navigating through tough times, Lord knows what you're going through, right? But like I said, it's just, this is going to help us be stronger, right? We're going to be able to have rational thinking and just being able to be calm and just being able to have a positive mindset to be able to realize, like, we're going to get through this, and we'll look back on this and we'll just really figure out, like, yo, we really made it through, and like we really here, But moving on, we're going to talk about next one is going to be optimism and coping strategies, right? So people who practice positive thinking are more likely to employ healthy coping strategies like seeking support, practicing mindfulness, and staying solution focused when facing adversity, right? So like I said, the rational thinking, you're able to really be calm, you knowing yourself, you have that self-compassion as we addressed earlier, and people that practice positive thinking are more able to, like I said, have those coping strategies for their needs. Next is going to be long-term resilience, right? So research shows that positive thinkers, contribute to long-term resilience by helping individuals maintain hope and optimism even during prolonged difficulty, right? So we just know how to navigate through. Positive thinkers contribute to, like I said, that resilience, helping them, have a hope, having that faith, and helping them persevere through. This is what's going to help you navigate. In regards to research from a study of American Psychological Association in 2015 found that individuals with a positive outlook were more likely to use proactive coping mechanisms like seeking help for planning during times of stress, right? So they know how to actively, advocate for themselves, seek, help, and have a positive outlook on, navigating through. Next, we're going to be talking about how to cultivate positive thinking in your life, right? So how we're able to, like we talked about the benefits, we talked about the brain behind it, but how can we actively cultivate this into our life, right? So the good news is that positive thinking isn't just something that you're born with, right? It's a skill that you can cultivate, you can work on it, you can, get stronger at it, you can obviously improve, right? So we're going to talk about some strategies in regards to helping you develop more positive mindset in your daily life. So our first key point is going to be practice gratitude, right? We have to be grateful. Make it a daily habit to, write down things that you're grateful for. Gratitude helps us shift our focus from what we're lacking to an abundant in your life, right? So we have hope. We in regards to what we want, that will come. But however, we have to be grateful for what we have, and focusing on, that habit is really going to help us, have a positive outlook on life and on things. Next is going to be challenging negative thoughts, right? So when negative thoughts arise, challenging them by asking yourself, is this thought based on facts? What's positive reframe, right? So what can we do to change this negative pattern, this thought, in regards to, like I said, utilizing that positive thinking. Next is going to be positive affirmations, right? So use positive affirmations to reinforce positive self-image and belief in your capabilities, right? Take the glasses off, Like, you have to really look at yourself in the mirror and realize that, in life, we have our support system. We have people that out here that love us, that want to see us win, but we also have, people that just want to hate whatever may be. But at the end of the day, we have to look at ourselves in the mirror, because this is us and we're navigating ourselves through our own journey, right? Got to take that into consideration. However, let's get back right into it, right? So we're going to be talking about the next one is going to be you surround yourself with positivity, right? So engage with people that really are able to uplift you, read inspiring books, and consume content that fosters hope and optimism, right? So that Thriving Talks, different other platforms that have positivity, that's going to really be able to motivate you, help you out, help you navigate you, right? There's always a time and a place. I want you to realize that you can have your time where you're able to, laugh and have your laugh, to have your fun, drama, whatever it may be, if that's what you like, or sports, whatever that you like, have your entertainment. But there's also a time and a place where you need to be able to make sure that you have a positive outlook, that something that's able to pour into you, so you're able to, like I said, maybe give you that push to really get where you need to be, right? Life's what we make of it, and we're able to have a support systems or outlooks that are able to pour into us. Why not seek them, right? So surround yourself with positivity. Next is going to be visualization in regards to spending a few minutes each day, right? So visualizing your goals, achievements, and positive outcomes. This can help you align your thoughts with your desired future, right? So we got to spend some time to really just reassess, do that reflective work, have that solitude, right? And just really think about where we headed, right? What are we doing, right? And having that visualization in regards to our future. What do we see ourselves, and how we see ourselves, really? And that visualization is going to really give us that time to practice, and have a different positive outlook in regards to our life. In regards to some research, let's dive right into, according to a study in 2018 published by Psychological Science, individuals who practice daily gratitude showed a significant improvement in mood, resilience, and overall life satisfaction, right? So this is something that's going to help us in regards to how we feel, right? Help us navigating through difficult times and having a different outlook in regards to our life and our well-being, right? All right, so we talked about transforming your life in regards to positive thinking, right? Moving away from that self-sabotaging. We talked about, the darkness and negativity. But in regards to positive thinking, this is something that we do not want to ignore. We want to be able to take into consideration, because we want to be able to improve our well-being, right? We want to be able to improve our mood, right? How we feel. And we really want to be able to, right, have a better outlook on our overall life by practicing gratitude, changing our negative thought patterns, fostering the optimism, the open mindset, right? And transforming your life can build that resilience as you need to navigate in any situation, right? So if you found this video beneficial, please throw it a thumbs up, comment if necessary, right? And share, please, so someone else out there can benefit. However, take it easy. See you on the next one. Thank you for thriving with me.